one of these little promotional videos, they say, boom, they're gonna drop a classic game, Generation 3, DS games, whatever it may be, because now the DS is kind of at that age where it is considered classic in the eyes of many people, right? I know that's definitely a controversial topic, but the DS is getting up there in age, which is kind of sad to say. So here is my idea about how they could make DS games work without having to purchase that second screen, because I feel like the second screen would be awesome, and I would probably low-key buy it just because it looks so sick. Don't know how it would work with the power. Like, the battery of the Switch 2 already is not amazing, so I don't know how they'd make it work with the power, but I don't have to worry about that. Your boy does not work at Nintendo Research and Development. But my idea is they could allow the Switch 2 to go in some sort of vertical mode without the need of a second screen accessory. Literally just simply rotate the Switch 2 vertically, where you have the top screen be the top screen of the DS, and then the bottom of the Switch 2 would be the bottom screen of the DS. It's basically just holding a ginormous DS, kind of like emulating a digital DS screen, if that makes sense. So of course, the advantages would be that this does not require two separate displays. The touchscreen is already built into the Switch 2, which many games do not take advantage of that, by the way. And of course, there are many DS games that do have touchscreen capabilities, so I think that would just kind of go hand in hand. It would have modern resolution. It's minimal work for Nintendo to do that, and it would be great for handheld play. Maybe they could also sell some sort of like extra attachable controller where you could put the Joy-Cons on the side of the Switch 2, if that makes sense, because that'd be a little bit difficult, of course, to like have the Switch stand up or be able to hold it. This would also just be a really cool way for them to bring back Pokemon Home, integration to, you know, more games in modern day, you know, titles and stuff, bringing back a lot of the older online features, you know, like Wonder Trade, Battle Tower, whatever the heck it may be, and of course, upscaled graphics. So it'd basically just be ports of these OG games, but with upscaled graphics. I think this fits that Project P30. Obviously, this is just my theory. I'm not saying this is 100% what that P30 is, but instead of making one ginormous huge Pokemon game, because they are working on other big titles, right? And like I said, Omar is apparently overseeing it, so it seems like it's going to be something bigger. They could just celebrate the 30th anniversary by bringing a lot of other Pokemon generations onto one system, from Game Boy Advance all the way to the 3DS potentially. Hey, that would be insane. I definitely think all the Pokemon games is a major stretch, but you never know. You never know, man. The Switch 2 could become the ultimate Pokemon machine. Now, back to that patent. A patent does not necessarily 100% confirm that anything is going to happen, right? Like I said earlier, sometimes companies just have patents out there just so they could just have the patent. Doesn't necessarily guarantee that it's going to be released, but just makes it honestly that much more simple for them to actually do something just like this. And I think it's safe to say eventually DS games will somehow make their way to the Switch 2. It is next in line for, I guess you could say, like the classic NSO stuff. And the Nintendo CEO quite legitimately told us they are working on bringing their older games onto the Switch 2 as much as they possibly can. And think about Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I know those are remakes, so the game was remade to fit on a single screen. So even if Nintendo could just release a, I guess, small selection of DS games to be brought over to the Switch 2, they could probably fiddle with it enough to make it fit on one screen. Like Pokemon Black and White, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, like somehow making that fit on just one simple screen. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think we should have DS, 3DS games on the Switch 2? Do you think they should have a full screen attachment? I think that'd be amazing to make the Switch 2 become one of the ultimate definitive Pokemon platforms. And this would be the best year for it. This would simply be the best year for this to happen. But of course, this may happen in a couple of years, or honestly, guys, it may never ever happen. I personally think that the odds of a Generation 2 or 3 port being brought over to the Switch 2 are the most logical options at this exact moment, but man, I'm just excited to see what's gonna happen, and I had to make a video about this because it's just such a cool topic. I want to know all of your thoughts and all of your theories. If you are really watching this far in the video, comment down below Yoshi. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
He thought he had friends. They were paid actors. This is a bit of an older video. Oldest video that we're watching today.
What? Matt? What is going on?
This is Matt. He just found out that all these friends he'd gotten close to over the last couple of weeks were actually paid actors who were part of an elaborate reality TV hoax. It sounds like
That would hit me so hard. What did he think he was going on, like a Big Brother styled show, but it was all just about him in general? He thought they were also contestants. Isn't that literally just a remake of The Truman Show? This is like IRL. Well, The Truman Show, for those of you that don't know, is a movie with Jim Carrey where the premise is it's a really good movie, by the way. He's basically like, since he was a kid, grown up in a fake household in a fake neighborhood where he's never left his city, which is like really big, but everyone in the city is a paid actor. right? They all are just actors, and they film him from, like, you know, the time that he was like 3 years old through adulthood. And the movie's about him, like, finally figuring out that he's in a simulation. It's a spoiler. It's literally the premise of the movie. It's not really a spoiler. It's the whole, it's the summary of the plot, is that he's trying to figure out that he's in a simulation. It's a good movie, but I also will say it's like, it took him like 30 years. I'm like, it'd take you 30 years. You never left your city. Like, I understand it, they were like brainwashing him to a degree, but that's just crazy. This is a lot more easy to pull off. Hey, you're on a reality show. You think everybody's also on the reality show? Turns out you're the only contestant.
The hoax. It sounds like a pretty mean prank because it was, but my boy Matt ended up getting the last laugh. This image actually became kind of a meme several years ago, but not everyone knows the full story behind it.
What would you do if your entire world turned out to be fake? If an army of writers, producers, and actors spent over a year creating TV's most elaborate experiment around you? If they plotted your every move, recorded...
I wonder how they chose the guy. Like, do you think they specifically tried to get him because they thought he wouldn't know? There's no way it was a random person. They probably had a high selection process for, like, who it would be. You think you would figure it out? If you were on, like, a reality show living in a house, because it's already recorded. So that, like, removes the, why are there cameras? So it's like, that part's normal. I feel like I would figure it out at some point. I mean, are they really actors if all they're doing is playing in a game show? They're basically just in the game show. If you're in a reality if I enter a reality TV thing and I'm like going to the Jersey Shore and everybody around me is a paid actor, like, you're still just doing the same shit you do. You're just maybe nicer to me or something. Like, I feel like it's not really Truman Show-esque.
It 24 hours a day and put it on national television. Well, that's exactly what happened to this guy.
This is the Joe Schmo Show, which aired in...
Okay, what? Joe Schmo. This is literally just a rip of the Truman Show. I will have to say, the one thing about the Truman Show that's so fucking mind-numbingly stupid is, yes, it has the same vibe as, like, a 24-hour stream, like the Mafiathon, so people would tune in. But it's just like secret cameras just like recording his whole life and shit. And it's the #1 show in the world. 95% of the show would be boring as fuck. If somebody recorded and live streamed your life at all times, 85% of the time, you're sitting on your phone. You're taking a shit. You're sleeping. Right? Like, and people are like, wow, this is riveting content. Like, I'd rather watch something scripted. What the fuck? And it's not like they put him in the movie. They don't put him through, like, crazy challenges. He lives, like, the basic ass white picket fence American dream life. He goes to work, does a boring ass 9 to 5, ties the paper and is like, hey, Frank. And Frank, a paid actor, goes, hey, Truman. It's like, this isn't, what's entertaining about this?
On Spike TV, a network that was previously known as TNN, and then they later changed it to just Spike, and now it's called the Paramount Network, but at the time, it was Spike TV, the first network for men. That was an actual slogan during that time, so you can imagine what kind of content would be on a channel geared towards young men in 2003. Does anybody remember Stripperella? Probably not.
Stripperella? That was a real cartoon.
So the Spike TV content that wasn't reruns of Star Trek was pretty forgettable. But I will always remember the Joe Schmo Show, and here's why.
Oh my God, how long did they have the show run on for? Now he's bringing me into it. I was thinking this is like a 2-week show.
Hi, I'm T1J.
Follow me.
I don't know if you know this, but YouTube subscribers don't really show in my videos. Yet, I set up of the Joe Schmo Show. They told my boy Matt that he was selected to be one of 9 contestants on a reality competition show called Lap of Luxury. Lap of Luxury is your basic Big Brother style show where everyone lives together in a big house and they compete in challenges and people get voted out one by one until just one person.
Nah, you would feel like such a cornball. Oh my God! There's a voting process. There's a voting process. Imagine they bring you to the very end and you're like, I fucking high IQ'd the shit out of this. I'm final two. I deserve to win. And they're like, congrats. It's all fake. You were scripted to win from the very beginning.
Remains and they win the grand prize, which in this case was $100,000. But the twist is that all of
What year was this? 100 grand.
the other contestants were actually actors who were playing characters, and most of what they did was carefully scripted, all of this being unknown to Matt.
Today, Molly is going to confide in Matt.
Are Ralph and I still flirting with each other when he comes in?
No! Are they gonna have like somebody come on to him and like flirt with him and shit? Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah, he got Truman Show. It's funny going back to watch the
Actually getting Truman Show. I never knew this was a show that existed.
show now because a couple of those actors went on to more prominent roles. The
Oh
most
my God! What is his name from Always Sunny? Stop. Oh my God, he's the priest that becomes homeless because they manipulate him. He's like my favorite character outside of Charlie and Danny DeVito. Rickety Cricket. That's what they call him. Yeah. Cricket.
notable example being Kristen Wiig, who played this character Dr. Pat, and of course later went on to become a top 5 all-time SNL cast member.
I'm just so freaking excited.
It's just strange to remember that there was a point where Kristen Wiig was so unknown that she could be on a show like this.
Bro, you know the most underrated SNL person is Bill Hader. He was on that show for like 10 years and everybody was like, oh, it's Bill Hader. Bro, he's such a good actor.
The point was to find the most simple, unsuspecting, average dude possible, a regular Joe Schmo, and throw him into a house with 9 crazy people and see how much they can
Like the most boring guy possible. So what do? I work at an accounting firm. It's kind of a desk job.
It kind of sounds like some dystopian psychological experience. It's totally not the type of thing I would normally be into. It's just kind of cynical and mean-spirited. They call the guy Joe Schmo, for God's sake. But let's talk about the Schmo. His name's Matt, like I said, and he's a law school dropout.
They should have gotten a guy named Joe.
He lives with his parents and delivers pizza for a living. The exact kind.
Oh my God. Now see, they hand-picked this motherfucker. They hand-picked this motherfucker. Matt delivers pizzas, lives with his parents. He's 30.
Kind of homegrown, white bread schmuck they were looking for.
Oh my God, he plays rec league basketball. Stop! Nah, they're literally just making fun of this guy. No, this is fucked up. He plays rec league, like fucking like C-League rec basketball. Like just you and your boys.
Matt is confident and
Plays D&D on weekends.
outgoing, but
This is mean.
also pretty goofy, little awkward. He's one of those guys with no
And he's from Pittsburgh.
filter, just kind of says the first thing that comes to his head, which leads to a lot of foot and mouth moments.
You're gay. Can I see the...
Out of the blue, this is the intro. This is the intro to the show. They're just standing with the host. So you're like gay, right?
Yeah. He looked at me like, yeah, okay, so what? You know what I mean? Which he's right. Why the heck? Why would I have said that?
But here's the thing, he's up.
Matt just walks up to the gay guy unprompted. Yo, I just want to let you know, respect. The guy's like, what? Really fuck with what you stand for. I'd be like, bro, what are you talking about?
Also really kind and friendly. He's polite.
Molly, I guess you like to pray before you eat? The moment of silence was my suggestion. I don't pray, but I knew that she did. We all have a lot to be thankful for, anyway.
Helpful.
Nobody wants us to go faster than I do. Nobody warned me about this.
Really?
Bro, if I was an actor, I would just act like I'm on a game show. Or do they have to specifically do certain things to kind of like steer Matt in a specific direction? I feel like this would be really easy to be an actor for this.
I see your point.
This is my first
Yeah, I see
big
your
exposure
I definitely
television
see your
game.
point about it. And I don't think it'll have detrimental effects upon your career, really.
And respectful.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Matt just turned his back out of respect for, you know, this relationship. He turned his back so we could talk.
And what is this screen grab? What are they arguing or something? Just making a face.
Each other.
And the first person to speak up when someone is being bullied or treated unfairly.
What?
Dude.
If you don't let go,
Come on.
I'm gonna throw you in the freaking pool every opportunity I get.
Don't even say that.
You are not throwing him in the pool. I will whoop your ass if you throw him in the pool.
You kind of immediately
That didn't even really seem like bullying. That seemed like really weird banter. Like kind of cringy almost.
like the guy.
Hey, dude, I wanted to say, when I said you're gay before, don't get pissed.
I think Matt definitely.
Don't get pissed, bro. It's not like, no, like, I didn't mean it like that. Or, I know, I'm not into you. I just need to put that out there. And I'm just, you know, I'm just setting a wall up. But
felt bad. I mean, you can tell Matt was just really sincere when he said it.
I'm an ally, just so you know that, for real.
I mean, that's pretty woke for a straight white guy in 2003. And although it's
2003?
clear that Matt understands that he's in a competition, or
Bro, they better give him 100K though, right? Do you think they'll give him 100 grand? Oh my God, because that's the prize money. I wouldn't give a fuck if they trim and showed me if they gave me 100K. They better. If they didn't, I'd be like, I'm suing this fucking company.
at least he thinks he is. You really get the sense that he's just happy to have this experience and to meet all these interesting people, some of whom he really comes to like and respect, like Earl, for example, the grizzled veteran who opens up to him and becomes somewhat of a father figure.
I'm glad that we met. And
Oh my God, this would be the biggest mind fuck. Oh my God, because all of their lives are fake. All of their lives are fake. All of their names aren't actually their names. You would fucking, at the end of it, you'd be like, you're not a veteran. You'd be like, yeah, my name's Larry, I'm a mall cop. What? We had a heart-to-heart. I'd be tweaking.
say again, I'm better off for having you know.
Way too many people in the hospital. Somebody said that. Valid point, whoever fucking said that. This is at most a 5-person hot tub. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So of course, this makes it even more upsetting that it's all fake and they're going through all the trouble just to stress this really nice guy out on national television. In the first few episodes, the whole point of the show is just to put Matt in humiliating situations and screw with his emotions. They constantly do these little cutaways where the actors or the crew smugly discusses the schemes they've created or how hilarious it is that Matt is falling for their little prank.
Can you give it some rhythm? I really wanted them to make noise, like make a sound. I don't know, I just thought it would be funny. I'm sorry, Matt.
And two, Kristen, there's this one scene where Matt is genuinely upset with another housemate named Hutch, who is being an asshole because he's the asshole. It's literally the script. And they show a split screen revealing the rest of the cast and crew just laughing at Matt while he's going through this emotional moment. It's really off-putting to me, but I guess that's the show. So, like I said, Matt is not just some goofball. He actually tries to play the game. He strategizes, he forms alliances. He's getting closer.
Bro, like, you know how bad this could go, though? What if Matt was, like, not a good guy? And they had to do some background research. What if Matt was, like, cripplingly racist in this game? Like, when he did a confessional, he was like, I don't like that guy. Like, just fucking said something out of pocket. Like, that could have been bad.
With his housemates, but he's definitely there to try.
Because they wouldn't remove him from the show. Like in a regular reality show, like Big Brother, that's happened. And they get kicked off. Like, because they try to fist fight somebody.
The cash. But of course, this entire...
It was 2003. Yeah, they probably would have kept it rolling. If that happened, they probably would have been like, oh, this is content. Yeah.
The show is scripted, so none of his strategy really matters. Like, there's this girl, Ashley, who was really nice to Matt at first, but then kind of did a heel turn into being very conniving and cold to him. And of course, good guy Matt doesn't like that, so he tries to rally support towards getting her voted off of the show. But the producers throw Matt a sadistic curveball.
The deciding vote in tonight's victory ceremony. Earl.
Where's Earl?
With 4 votes.
Is Earl the veteran? No, is Earl the veteran? Oh my God.
You've been cut off from your life of luxury.
It was
Why would they do? I feel like immediately there, I'd be like, this show's fun. I like out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere and didn't really make sense in the story because
I feel like that would be the first. That would be the first given, dude. Everybody's talking about these 2 random people, and then they just vote off Earl.
everyone appeared to like Earl. It was done purely to fuck with Matt, who had become very close with her, or at least he thought he was getting close to her. But the creators of this show couldn't predict just how much this elimination would affect Matt.
Oh, does he crash out? That's gotta be fucking kidding me.
One
Oh my God,
step
he's crying.
$100,000. Think about the events that led up to it. Learn something. And get some rest. It's been a hard night, and it's going to be a big day tomorrow.
Seeing how sad Earl's eviction made Matt caused almost all of the actors to halfway break character and try to take care of him or cry alongside of him.
Yeah, I know, me. I was sad too.
Dude, I was sad for real. It's just not worth any amount. It's just not. And no one watching will understand.
He could just like voluntarily leave the show. That would have scuffed this whole thing.
Until you're in this position, you have no idea.
But here's the thing. I think audiences did understand. There's a reason that everyone on reality TV seems to be a vapid sociopath, because they're carefully selected based on certain qualities that make for exciting television. Matt was selected.
Damn, I never even thought about that. Like most reality TV cast members from like the early 2000s are all narcissists, at least in that time. Like all of the Jersey Shore cast, like everybody in the Jersey Shore. Not anymore. I think a lot of them have humbled since, but if you watch Jersey Shore, literally all of them are like obsessed with themselves from the get-go.
To be the exact opposite of that. He's the schmo. That was the whole joke. And I think what the producers didn't realize before this point is that because Matt was such a
Jersey Shore is crazy, bro. Nobody knows how nobody realizes how big Jersey Shore was. When Jersey Shore was being filmed, they would leave the crowds kind of out of frame most of the time. Like season 2 of Jersey Shore, when they would walk to a bar, there would be hordes of people waiting to see like Snooki, and then she would get in a fucking fist fight and get arrested or some shit.
Relatable, admirable guy, and also because this whole setup is pretty fucking cruel in general, the audience would begin to root for him. I know I did. Matt wasn't the schmo anymore. He was the hero, and the producers and the actors became the antagonists. The best moments in the show are not when the producers are laughing about how well their prank is going. My favorites are the times when Matt surprises the producers or does something that inadvertently ruins their cynical plan. Like there was this one competition where Matt had to put his hand on a porn star's breast, and if he removed it, he lost the game. Again, it was Spike TV in 2000.
That was him, bro, and he was like, yeah, this makes sense. This is a real mini game. I'd be like, this can't be real. This is gonna be broadcasted.
Almost all of the
early Mr. Beast challenge
competitions involve breasts. That probably sounds like an exaggeration, but you'd be surprised. Anyway, the producers basically were like, Of course, Matt is a horny caveman. There's no way he's ever gonna let go of that breast. But Matt strategically loses the game on purpose. It's complicated, but basically if he lost the game, he knew he would get his own room, which he really wanted. You have to watch the show to get the context. And since the script said that Matt was meant to win that challenge, they had to scramble to update their plans for that episode. Or this sumo competition they had to do, which was also designed for Matt to win. But after he accidentally injures Dr. Pat, he unexpectedly chooses to give her the prize he won. It's good guy Matt. So when they literally break his spirit to the extent that he's full—
Bro, this sounds like the nicest guy ever. Of course it's scripted. Bro, see, nah, are you being a conspiracy theorist right now? Is this motherfucker— This was 2003, okay? In modern times, this would be scripted. Matt would actually not be Truman Show, you know, Jim Carrey. He would be in on it, acting like he's not in on it. 2003, they'd do this to someone. In 2003, they actually conned a guy into thinking he was in a reality show.
On balling on national television.
I think it was also a lot easier to trick people then. Would you agree with that? I feel like social media now, I'm not saying people are smarter necessarily. It's just more so like, I think if you tried to do this now, people would pick up on it a lot faster. Even if they had no cell phones. If it was like 2025, they tried to remake Joe Schmo, you'd be like, bro, you're not real. Like, this ain't a real fucking challenge.
Even they have to ask themselves,
are we the baddies? The actors were sort of second guessing, like, the whole process, the whole thing.
And we were devastated to, you know, hurt him in any way. And we didn't want that to happen.
And ultimately, this would lead to a complete change in tone halfway through the show. Now, instead of putting Matt in awkward or embarrassing situations just for laughs, most of the story was now designed to make Matt look good. They put him in competitions that he was likely to be good at to make it easier for him to win. Like, there was a game where they had to do a cannonball into the pool to splash enough water onto a woman's t-shirt.
Bro, why does every fucking challenge— Oh, it's because it's Spike TV, the first show for men. White t-shirt contest. What the fuck?
Look, I told you.
Literally the Gooner Show. Every challenge has to do with boobs. I'd be like, come on. All right, this is the 5th challenge that has a boob-related goal.
Matt was the biggest guy there, clearly rigged in his favor. And like, Matt spent some time in law school, so they did a debate competition, which is very subtle. They put him in situations where he had to make a moral choice, but it was extremely obvious what the correct choice was.
Both Ashley and Hush want me to vote Brian off. You know, I know what I have to do.
Like, are you gonna betray the closest friend you've made in the house, or go along with these two people who have been assholes to you the whole show? But Matt still ends up looking virtuous for making the honorable choice. Even the tone of the behind-the-scenes commentary shifted dramatically.
First day, real. We're gonna get him hooked.
God, it's probably so weird near the end, though. I feel like it's easy to be an actor at the start when there's like 9 other actors talking to Matt. When you're the final 3 and Matt's talking to you all day, every day, and you're just like, he's going to try and get to know you, and you're going to make up your life. Like, you're going to make up your job, where you're from, who your friends are, what your passions are, because you're not playing you.
Line and sinker, and we can afford to get outrageous later. Just, let's absolutely just keep it going. This guy is gonna have the night of his life.
Matt was truly now the hero of the Joe Schmo Show. The last big prank of the show was to make Hutch the undeserving asshole, the ultimate winner of Lap of Luxury, which is pretty funny because he was kind of a cartoon villain on the show, so that would be a super unsatisfying conclusion. But shortly after, they finally revealed the true nature of the show to Matt, which I'll talk about right after I tell you about the annual plan. So, subscription.
Come on, guys, raise your hand if you're an actor as well. Please, I mean, come on.
Oh my God, no, I gotta rewind.
Off the annual plan. So basically, it's a very good time to take advantage of this bundle. Just check out the—
Oh my God, no. Stop.
Check out—
Please, I mean, come on. Let's be honest about this.
What?
Yeah. I feel like I'd faint. Bro, he was there for like a month.
Matt?
What is going on? What is going on?
There's something we've been meaning to tell you.
What's that?
Yo, but yo, main character energy though. The main character energy you'd feel though, it'd be slightly embarrassing, but like you think you're just a contestant that lost. You'd be like, wait, this whole show's about me. Wait, this entire show's about the entire show is about me. All of it, every aspect. I feel like, and then do you think he immediately started putting pieces together after they told him, like, oh, that makes perfect sense now? Because there has to be some things that he was utterly confused about, like the veteran getting voted off, like off rip, the most likable guy in the show.
The only real thing on this reality show is you.
Oh my God.
So as I mentioned, the prize for
Bro, that's kind of lame as hell though, because then I'd be like, nah, I thought y'all were my friends.
this fake reality show was $100,000. And they don't mention throughout the show whether they plan to give Matt that money. I mean,
oh my God, do they never say if they give him the money?
You kind of assume they're going to. That would be so shitty if they didn't. And they do. I think they better if you do something.
I accidentally rewinded. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not upset anymore. All right, that's good. Because then he just auto wins
at the end. But because of how the show changed, it wasn't like, hey, sorry for traumatizing you, here's 100 stacks. It ended up being a celebration of Matt and how solid a dude he is.
He's the sweetest thing. I mean, he is the sweetest thing.
Matt, I love you. You're an amazing person.
Do you think he ever became friends with some of them?
And you've surprised everyone on this project with how big your heart is.
Matt's he's a genuine guy.
He's top 5 of the nicest guys I've ever met in my life. I mean, he's just a great guy.
He's top 5. I mean, Matt's just got to be all around dude, right? Wow.
The power of boredom.
No life. Okay.
God. It's all for you, man.
Oh, is he watching it?
It's all for you. Thank you so much.
Like, they could have pulled any awkward goober off of the street and gave him $100,000, but they got my boy Matt. And you like when good things happen to good people. But the real reason I love—
How much is $100,000 in 2003 now? 175,000. So you got like a fifth of a mil.
This story is because it's a story of pure human goodness overcoming cynicism. They literally had to rearrange their whole show because of one man.
That's nothing? The fuck do you mean that's nothing? He got $175K for a month.
Integrity. They were forced to abandon their sadistic premise.
Yeah, it's not retirement money, but it's still like, bro, that's seed money to pay off student loans, invest till you can retire early.
Of just fucking with a guy for kicks and turn the show into basically a surprise party in his honor.
And you get boobs, what a bonus. Yeah, and he got a hold of Pornstar's boob in the show.
There were 2 more seasons of the Joe Schmo show, but you can tell they were trying to intentionally capture—
Oh, why did they— No. They tried to do it again? Oh, that's stupid.
The magic that Matt unexpectedly brought to the first season. And it's not really organic, so it doesn't really hit the same way. It's so—
Yeah, and they got a guy that literally is just like a dupe of Matt.
Easy to get sucked up into negativity. I just thought it was cool to see an example of human decency finally winning the day. That's just me, though. What do you think?
I loved this fucking video. Oh my God. Masterclass in cruel team manipulation. I can't believe they saw the Truman Show and thought, let's do that. Yeah, the entire point of the Truman Show. This is really fucked up they did that. Why don't we do that? Why don't we go make this a reality? No wonder he dropped out of law school. He's a soul in good art. Oh my God. Watch a grown man in 2003 cry as his competition is voted out. Yo, that's actually very true. 2003, you would kind of be made fun of for that. That would be seen as like very weak. I didn't really think about it, but yeah, like 2003, bro, 22 years ago, you to cry on a fucking TV show. People would be like, yo, you're lame. Why Shark Tank sucks now.
In the late 2000s, people viewed Shark Tank as more than just another reality TV show.
Hi, Sharks! Introducing lifted neurostimulation.
It was an outlet for small-time entrepreneurs to pitch their idea to millions.
What did I just make, Andy?
Pyramid scheme. Yeah. I would spray.
The problem is now the majority of like Shark Tank deals don't even go through, and most places are just using it as like a weird ad placement, and so you're basically just like sitting there purposefully watching ads, and people don't realize it. People are like, oh, I'm watching it because I love seeing what the sharks are gonna say. But most of the time now they bring on like good products, and there's such a funnel down system now that most of the products that they bring are good. And that's not funny. It's the same like AGT. Like the best thing about Shark Tank was watching products that suck. And you know, ones that were like niche and cool. But a lot are such like tech-based products now. And it's just boring. They make a deal, and then if you actually look it up, the deal never even went through.
And every time you say I don't know, I'd hit you with an electric cattle prod.
In the hopes of getting a deal, making the big bucks, and living out the American dream.
That's what I love about money. No emotions, no tears, just reality.
But eventually viewers began to smell blood in the water, with murmurs of fake deals, sharks scamming the entrepreneurs, and vice versa.
I text them like, you're supposed to be working. Oh no, I'm networking. Next thing you know, all the money's gone.
People began to wonder if they've been fooled. Is it all just reality TV makeup?
They're not these.
They should really just flip Shark Tank from... They should full lean into it. They should flip Shark Tank from a genuine investment show to something where they bring on idiots that have the worst products ever, and they just offer $20,000 as seed money. And if you convince them that your product's good, they'll give you 20 grand. And that's it. And they'll get like 4% stake in your company. They already do that. Yeah, but most of the products are like, we're seeking $1 million for 15% of our company. Our company is some fucking random mulch business or some shit like that. And it's like, this is boring, right? This is boring. I don't need to see this.
Angels they're pretending to be.
Well, if you look at how the show used to be, the answer seems obvious. For example, in 2001, it's a totally different animal. Japan is just emerging from what they call the lost decade, a period of absolute economic ruin. The government sets up multiple initiatives to normalize risk-taking. One of these is a TV show created by Sony Entertainment and Nippon TV. They call it...
Wait, Shark Tank was ripped from Japan?
Tigers of Money.
I would like to have $250,000 to invest in my business. A business I would like to have is the first and only fast food pizza business in Japan. You can sit at home, call on your phone, and the pizza comes there. If you can't eat the whole pizza...
What? So ordering pizza. He's basically saying, like, we're gonna have a phone-in pizza place.
Put it in the refrigerator, heat it up for later.
The premise is simple. Real people asking real investors for real...
See, but that's funny as shit. Because what a stupid... They don't have that in all countries. But it's not... He needs $250,000 to start that idea. All you need is a pizza place and a fucking car.
One was a little bit more like sort of Sergeant Major. You know, I'm the investor, and you will do as I say.
He thinks somebody told.
No, okay, let me tell you why. Because no one has done it yet, doesn't mean that it's not successful.
But it's a compelling premise, and the show gains a cult following.
The idea that the money might yield profit to the dragons was not really in the Japanese show. It was really more like a begging show in which business people begged for money, and if they were impressive enough, they got.
However, the creators...
And that's fucking funny, right? That's a good idea for a show. Hey, I have an idea. It's a spoon and a fork. I'm looking for $500,000. And then the investor guy goes, you mean a fucking spork? And he goes, well, I mean, we're still thinking of the name. No, that already exists. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I thought about it the other day. Some shit like that.
Realize that this show has even bigger potential over in the West, where entrepreneurs are becoming the new rock stars. So they cut the negotiations down to the most important parts and make the format similar to familiar shows like The X Factor. In 2005, Dragon's Den premieres in the UK, and in 2006 in Canada.
Picture this. You're a single individual watching television alone. Wouldn't it be great if you could find like-minded individuals that love to travel and found each other on Travel Acquaintance? Travel Acquaintance is a unique, you're looking at it all the wrong way. It's not it's not a dating.
Is it just a travel, like, hookup site where you, like, meet up with other tourists and hang out with them?
Service, we're not going to provide you with action.
Why would I use your service?
Reviews are mixed, but it's clear the show doesn't resonate with audiences in either of those.
Also, what an unenjoyable way to have a vacation. You get to a foreign country, and the first thing you do is go on an app or a website where you're like, anybody in Anguilla? ? Oh, your resort's only 30 minutes away. You want to hang out? And then you waste your whole day hanging out with a fucking stranger that might be a piece of shit. If you want to hang out with other tourists on vacation, just walk up to the guy on the beach that looks cool and looks like you'd be friends with him and go, what's up, bro? You guys playing cornhole? Oh, yeah, man. You want to get in on the game? Boom, you're friends. And you're done.
Those countries quite yet. So Sony decides to take the same trip our founding fathers once made to a place where it most definitely will. Land of the free. Home of the MyPillow. In America, entrepreneurship is a cultural staple at this point. And after recently having some economic hardship of their own, the TV market is begging for something like this. Sony puts producer Mark Burnett in charge of creating the show.
With the executive producer of Shark Tank.
After having success with shows like Survivor and The Apprentice, which many argue paved the way for American competition shows, he's just the guy for the job.
It's about America. It's the American dream. You know, I've lived that American dream.
And in 2009, Shark Tank Season 1 premieres in the US. The show quickly skyrockets.
These ordinary people have the ideas, but these 5 self-made millionaires have the cash.
You give up 70% of your company.
And the only 2 people that ever do, or only 3 people that ever do anything on the show, Mr. Wonderful, Barbara, and Mark Cuban. Anybody else, they just sit there. Actually, the one lady that has that like owns that. Oh, what's the one other woman? She owns like what is it called? Like QCP, Lori. What does she own? Lori owns what? It starts with a Q. She owns some television fucking marketing thing. QVC. That's what it is. Yeah, she like owns or has connections with QVC. She's like the only other person.
Ideas, but these 5 self-made millionaires have the cash.
You give up 70%.
Also, Mr. Wonderful having a cameo genuinely pisses me off. Like a self-made billionaire having a cameo where you can spend $1,000 for him to give me a personalized video just pisses me off. Why are you using Cameo? Why do you need that money?
Of your company.
And I think the reason it's resonated with fans is really largely the recession. So many people have lost jobs, and America is an entrepreneurial nation.
The show gives everyone a fair chance to prove they have the next big thing. Some show promise.
I think I'm going to take damage.
Others show delusions of grandeur.
The Ionic Ear investment opportunity is a implantable Bluetooth technology. I'm looking for $1 million for a 15% stake in the technology.
That's literally what I said motherfuckers asked for. Yeah, could I get $1 million? No. You want to fucking surgically implant Bluetooth? Bro, just get an AirPod. Wear headphones.
Who would you rather handling your personal belongings? This unprofessional, unlicensed, uninsured mover? Or these professionally trained, enthusiastic college foxes packing boxes?
Either way, it's fun to watch.
I mean, I'd rather have them packing my boxes. I'd rather have this guy carry a fridge. Like, they're gonna be more careful with delicate items, but the fucking meathead guy is probably gonna be the one that needs to carry my couch. Like, I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but I'm saying, like, bro, I saw a mover, one guy. He was 6'5", 250. Carried an entire couch by himself. That is so impressive. You are being stereotypical, I know. But I'm saying, like, to say you're going to have a moving business where you're just going to market, like, Like, effectively, their business idea is we'll have hot women move your shit. What's the marketing idea, right? We're going to have hot college women move your stuff. When you have a mover, you're not even there when they're moving your shit most of the time. You just kind of stand there or go do your own shit and let them get your stuff. They pack your stuff and do it for you, right? Like, why? This is just a terrible marketing idea.
College boxes packing boxes.
Either way, it's fun to watch, and apparently, it's even good for the community.
The problem is, right now, these people cannot get bank loans. I mean, you can barely get a mortgage right now, right, in 2010, 2011. And so certainly getting a small business loan is almost impossible. For many of these entrepreneurs with incredible ideas, these sharks are the last